Hello there. Greetings, everybody. I want to welcome you here to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here to do Wednesday night favorites. Now, I've made two versions of this episode already and fell asleep during both. So decided to eat my supper first and try to make it one more time. So anyways, what we're doing tonight is I picked 5 albums that I really don't like, and I don't hate them. I don't think there's nothing here I hate, but I just don't like these albums. And I wonder to myself, why did I buy them? So since I bought them anyways and I own them, I might as well make something out of them, and so that's what I'm doing. So these are 5 of them that I would call that I'm not really a big fan of these albums. So we're not going to do these in any particular order. This first one's probably going to annoy some people, but that's okay. I can take it. But I'm going to explain why and talk about why that happened, I think. So the first one is this one. It's Queen 2. Yeah, I know a lot of people will say, how can you not like Queen 2? That's an amazing album. Sorry. Not to me, it isn't. I don't really like it. In fact, to be honest with you, the only Queen albums I really like are the 3 that I always talk about. News of the World, Night at the Opera, and Day at the Races. The others, not that crazy about, really. There's some stuff on all of them, of course, I do like. And even on this album, I do like at least a couple of songs. But to be honest, I've listened to it. I had it in my playlist. I tried to get into it. I just don't feel anything for it. And so I put it away on the shelf and really haven't gone back to it. It's been about a year or so now. So that's the first of the 5 albums. The next one up won't probably come as much of a surprise. It's surprising how many of this band who I love, this is my favorite band, but there's at least 2 or 3 albums that I really don't like by this band. And this is the first one. Probably this is the one that I would say I dislike the most. This is Presto by Rush. I really don't like anything on this album except for maybe that one tune at the beginning of the album. Show Me, Don't Tell Me. I don't mind that. The rest of it, I really don't have any use for the album. I've tried listening to it. It just does nothing for me, and I really detest it. Unfortunately, it's a Rush album, so I have it. I have to have it for my collection because that's the way I am. Maybe that'll change someday, but I spent probably $15 for the album. I think I spent about $14 too much. Next up, Nude from Camel. Now, I love this album cover. I want to like this album. You ever get an album you really want to like it, but you just don't? That's this one. I have absolutely no like of this album at all. It was in my playlist for a while. I gave it week after week after week, and then I finally said, I've had enough of this. I don't really want to. And I don't even like the bonus stuff much, really, either. There's just nothing about it I like. So, Nude from Camel. Next up, this album this is probably one of the albums I dislike the most. Mostly because I spent like $30 on the thing, and I just can't swallow it. Don't like it. Don't like anything really about it. Tried to really think hard about it. Tried to listen deeply. Don't care for it. And I will be honest. I do like the booklet is nice, but I have to say, if I'm being honest, I really don't like anything that they did with Hogarth. And it's nothing against him. I think he's a great vocalist. He has a great voice. I'm never going to take that away from him. But I just don't like this album, nor do I really like any of the stuff that he did with the band. I'm a strictly Fish guy. I liked all this stuff. The funny thing is I don't really listen to any of the Fish stuff either. I like the Fish Marillion albums, the 4 of them. Like them all. Some of them more than others. But this one, No, no thanks. A big waste of money. And the last one is this album I've had for a fairly lengthy time. People told me that, oh, how can you not like them? This guy is so much better of a musician. He's so much better of a singer. The band is so good. Talking about Van Hagar here. I don't have a problem with, I really liked Van Halen with David Lee Roth. But this is a different band. I'm sorry, it doesn't sound like that Van Halen at all. And so this is a totally different band. And if you take it in that sense, this isn't really that bad. I don't mind some of their stuff, but this particular album, I've had it for, I don't know, when did it come out here? 1986. I think I've had it since the late 90s. And I just never listened to it because I don't like it. I've tried and I've tried and I've tried. And I get about halfway through and I say, yeah, it's enough. I don't want to listen to it anymore. So those are the 5 albums that I chose for this video. And if you're going to ask me why did I do this video, well, people are always saying this and that. And I don't really like to get into this negative part, but sometimes you have to explain why you have stuff that you don't listen to. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. This is 4. And this is 5 reasons that I decided to do that. So, I'm sorry if any of these offend people. It's certainly not my intent to do so. Just got to be honest, I just don't like those albums. And again, it might change someday. I have quite a few albums in my collection that I don't really listen to, but it's not really because I don't like them. I just have other things I'd rather listen to. These albums I just simply don't like. So that's it. So anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of those albums that I really don't like. 5 albums I really don't like. If you have, please hit the like and subscribe. That's much appreciated. You can hit the notification bell above my head. And we will be back next week. Oh, if you want to make comments, if you want to rip me one, that's fine. Go ahead. I'm okay with it. I get it. Put that in the comment section below. And we will see you next week. I have some completely different ideas about what I'm going to do for the next few weeks. And hope to see you next week on favorites. So take care and have yourself a good evening. Goodbye.